Hi everyone, this is Boris. Welcome to Sketch Pen Draws. Today, in another installment of learning from comic books, I'm just trying to ink and copy Mike Mignola. So Mike Mignola is a genius, but I haven't been exposed to his work a lot. I'm reading this book called The DC Comics Guide to Inking Comics by Klaus Janson, and I'm just going through that book, and I just found this panel really interesting and very straight to the point, very simple, as Mike Mignola often does. And this is from Batman Legends of Dark Knight number 54. So the idea behind this is that, I miss that traditional medium, like just putting ink on page and make it move, and that to be sort of victim, so to speak, to that randomness. And so here I just start penciling the underdrawing just so that I know what I'm doing. And so there was the reference picture. So there are a few lessons that I learned from this, which is, Mike Mignola's inks look simple, but when you actually try to approach it, and I suggest you do this because I call this studying masters, but there are different ways to study masters. I just like to copy and see how they got to that point, and just to see if I can do that. And sometimes I'll end up with a version of it, or version of that artist, or version of myself of that artist. And I always learn something. So first of all, in terms of tools, I'm using this India ink, and I just wanted to limit myself and then just use one brush. So this is sped up by two times, the problem is that this is the first time I have an ink bottle, and I didn't take care of it properly, and it just really thickened up. It's really thick and difficult to move, which is okay. I managed to ink it, but that's the first thing that went into my mind. I think once I just forgot to close it. So lessons learned: try to close your inks right after you just get what the amount of ink that you need for the piece. And the other thing is, if you compare it to the original piece, the original panel, if I'm not mistaken, he also used maybe pens and microns or nibs, really thin lines, really fine lines. So, but I decided to do everything with this really thin brush, which is a really cheap brush. Let me check the name. So the name of this is, it's a Sakura brush, and it's number 2. It's the number 2 size. I bought this here in Thailand. So yeah, the first thing is that take care of your ink. Don't forget to close it. In terms of perspective for the bricks that are on the right hand side of Batman, I should have done a better job, but I was just, and again, this is just, every drawing is an opportunity to learn about yourself. So, and I am that kind of artist who rushes through things. That's why I guess I do digital, because in digital you can always correct your mistakes. But I have to say I really enjoyed it. And the other criteria was that the paper was not meant for inking. It was a really thin sketchbook paper. Not that thin. It was okay, but to give you an idea, at the end of, after inking this, especially that dark area that you'll see on the left hand side of the panel, the paper just curled up. There was so much ink in it. And as you can see, like, you know, like you can see there, like I'm applying like this really blob of ink, and I really enjoy doing those lines, like those small spikes, or those feathering lines that Mike Mignola is known for. And I have to say, like, I love Mike Mignola's style. Of course, he's a genius. Like, he has inspired a lot of artists and still does. But I'm not a comic book fan. I'm more of a cartoonist fan. So I haven't read everything he has done. I've read only, like, you know, Batman's, because Batman is my favorite character, and Hellboy. But he's also done, you know, like other jobs, of course, like famously Alien. He has done some Alien comics. He has done some, of course, Dracula, which was when the movie came out, the movie by Francis Ford Coppola. But I would say that the mood that he brings to through his inking, through his drawing, is I don't want to say limited, because, you know, that's his style, but I think his style lends itself more to like gothic nature, like stories of gothic nature. And I mean, I don't know, like I've been looking at these pages from this book, like Guide to Inking Comics by Klaus Janson, and I just at some point, like, you feel so inspired, you just want to do it yourself. And that's why I started like copying. This is the first. I mean, this won't be the last one that I do like inking studies, but I do have to, I think, at some point. And again, that's another thing. Like, I want to use whatever I have around me, instead of just obsessing over what kind of tools or brush or pen that the artist is using. Because you know, most of the artists that you know, I mean, that's what they did. They just used whatever they had. I really love pivoting the paper just to get the straight lines that I needed. But of course, it's very messy. But these lines, actually, in the original piece, he has done it with Coquille, or like dip pen, or what Japanese call the G pen, or like some sort of micron, I think. What else can I say before I just let you watch this? I really, I think, learned a lot, and I think every time you ink, you become a better artist, especially when you're copying like masters like Mike Mignola. So I'll be doing this more. Not only, I think I'm pretty comfortable. If I have to self-assess myself as an artist, like, I'm pretty comfortable with pencils. There's a lot of things that I need to improve, like perspectives, like drawing buildings and texture and so on. But when it comes to figure drawing, I'm pretty comfortable, especially in pencils. And so inking is the next thing that I'm focusing on now. Like, I want to become a really good penciler and inker. Of course, I do inking in digital too, but I don't feel like I sort of get bored in digital inking, because you can control everything and go back and correct things, and so this felt a little bit exhilarating. So I think I might do more of this, and so yeah, I want to attack the ink next, and then hopefully when I'm comfortable with ink, go to color and so on. So you're going to see like this part where I'm going to fill this large area with black on the left hand side, and it's not like, you know, you just realize that the composition, the the ink, like everything has to serve the story. So whether it's composition, or the character placement, the lighting and so on, everything has to tell a story. So here, like the way he's framing with the dark, like spotting blacks, which is, you know, what Mike Mignola is famous for. he sort of brings the focus to Batman, like, you know, making that, going towards that that had that what do you call this, that hallway, or and of course this very ominous kind of like mysterious statue. I don't remember. I don't think I've read this story, so I don't know the background. Anyway, so again, thanks for watching. Like, leave your comments. Like, what are the other artists that I could like study, basically copy and learn from, and if you enjoy this kind of content, and I will be back with the tutorials because I've just been busy with the art magazine that I'm doing in Bangkok. But otherwise, yeah, I think my tutorials will be back soon. I promise that. This is also sort of a tutorial, but I just didn't talk over it as a tutorial, but just wanted to give you some comments. So hopefully you liked it. Thank you for watching, and yeah, there are still footage to watch, and I'll just sign off now. So this is Boris for Sketchman Draws, signing off.